Missouri, right? Don't you? And he said no, much to my disbelief. And I was like, dang it. But he goes, but my cousin down the street does.
How about the response from them? Do you want the big hen? Do you want the little hen? You want the crazy one?
JD, are we taking some chickens with us?
Hey, welcome to another show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Zoominar. All right, I'm going to go with Mark's flow. Fuck the introductions. You know who we are. Otherwise, why would you be here?
Yes!
Let's do the first ever haiku on the show. We've never done a haiku before.
Okay.
I call this one Man of My Dreams.
Aw, thanks, JD.
Beautiful God, man. In my dreams, he holds my hand. Best friend, the Reach man. Okay, Justin, intro our guest.
Right to the point.
Just trying to count the syllables. I thought you were going to keep going.
Talking about not caring anymore, and there you have
Phoning
it.
Phoning it in.
Doesn't even let me go.
The surf was pumping today, people. Justin, please intro our guest, and you out there in the audience. You know what you're going to do? You're going to tell Justin whether he's any good at what he does or whether he sucks by giving him a score of 0 to 10. Take it away, Justin.
Hide your swag, folks, because Lester is in the house. This man needs no real introduction, but if you haven't heard his name, then I'm not sure you've ever truly 401k'd. He's the king of event promoters, an OG toter fanboy, and no one can check off a rider request list better than this man.
Look at that.
He's the mastermind behind every prank we've ever pulled on John Sullivan's booth, and we sure as hell can't wait to throw back a few brewskis with him in Vegas this October. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior manager of Advisor 2X and the sheriff of Wealth at Work, Mr. Bryant Lester.
Ooh, the sheriff.
That's why he gets away with stealing so much shit.
Yeah.
Bryant, welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to the show. I got one quick question for you. The name of your son.
His name's Miller.
The beer of the episode today is going to be Miller High Life. Oh, yes. He's got the Miller Life.
What's his middle name?
Here, Brent, let's try
It's
to
always Miller
cheers.
time.
Bryant, let's try to cheers. Let's try to cheers virtually.
It's always Miller time.
Okay. You're not doing it very good. You got to come to the side. Oh, well, we'll move on. Miller, love it. Love it. We're going to play some games today, Mr. Lester. We're going to play Acrosin. That's for sure. So watch your initialisms, watch your acronyms. You must drink from your penalty drink. I've got some disgusting Fireball cinnamon whiskey here by my side. Hopefully you've got something just as gross. Oh, perfect. I don't know if you should drink those. I don't know.
These are old.
There's real booze in those.
Sat in the sunlight for a while.
It's the Retireholics 401k YouTube show. That's how old these are.
Wow.
That's
a
FI
collector.
360, like 2018.
That's a collector's item. Be careful. I wouldn't drink out of that. That's probably worth like 39 cents. We are also going to play Chat Bar Champion. So if you can't see the chat bar, I don't know. Just have to pick someone you think's there or something. But we'll go our votes for you. And then you are the audience. You're going to pick the winner. We did not have a Chat Bar Champion last week because we did our little robe guy game where everyone posted online. And I've got that slotted later in the show where we will announce the winner of that. However, Hackler won the week before and sent me some very aggressive private messages. And so Hackler will be getting the completion of the Retireholics mug set. And then stay tuned to social media, LinkedIn, whatever, because he will be getting the 5th mystery mug as well.
Ooh.
And we can all find out at the same time what that will be. What do you say?
That's nice contesting you, man.
What do you say we go to headlines? Let's go to headlines.
Oh man, I thought I knew where we were going.
When I first saw this headline, the entrepreneur in me got very scared. There is a term out there in the world and on TikTok called quiet quitting.
Oh my God.
Have you heard about this?
Did you watch that video on Instagram about
No.
that? Do you ever listen to the guy KFC on Barstool Sports? He's got the perfect rant on this. It's
Beautiful.
So good. Yeah.
Beautiful. I'd love to get some of your insights. When I first heard it,
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore.
Yeah, it's not a new thing, by the way.
right. But what I thought it was, Mark, was COVID came. All of my team is now spread across the country working from home. And I thought the scared entrepreneur in me thought that quiet quitting was, I wonder how long I can pretend to do my job and not do it, and how long these fuckers will pay me for, can I, or maybe I could go get another
Going
job.
on 7 years, JD.
Apparently that's not what it is. Did you learn some things, Mark? Do you want to help?
No, I didn't learn anything. It just was, at least to the person that I got my news from, my sources told me that quiet quitting was just effectively doing a half-assed job, just doing the bare minimum and not really giving a shit.
Well,
and
that's a great conversation to have. You say bare minimum. Some of the pro quiet quitters say they've been going extra work for years, working their butts off, doing extra things at work. And now, given this new kind of less monitored environment, working from home, they're going to do, I guess bare minimum is a decent way to describe it, but they're going to do what they think their job description is and not a fucking ounce more.
Right.
Bryant.
I don't want to rise and grind anymore. I want to rise and then lay right back down.
I don't imagine you're a quiet quitter, but would you support this? I mean, should you be working too hard for your pay?
Well, I think, our organization's always been a part of that healthy culture. Ross is all about balanced lifestyle. So as far as others, I live in a bubble world. I've only worked for Ross my entire career. So that's all I know. For when I hear big corporations and then I can definitely imagine and see others taking advantage of, I've definitely heard about it, but from my perspective, Ross is the last thing from a micromanager. So
I'm always shocked that when Ross gives these descriptions, because he seems like such a type A, up at 4 a.m. grinder till 11 at night, and I know that he's not, and he shared that with me. Chad, COVID and working from home really isn't just about not being supervised. Isn't there a lot of people out there that actually probably work too much now that they work from home? I know I've been victim of that. I know I don't work for some, but where I get to my desk, I realize, Jesus Christ, it's 2:30 and I haven't had lunch yet, and all I've been doing is banging on my keyboard.
Yeah, I would say that's somewhat normal for a lot of people, JD. I don't think COVID's had that effect. If anything, I would say people working longer hours or busting away, I think they've become less efficient in the working from home. The distractions that exist. Yeah, you have been sitting at your desk the whole time, but now you got a TV in the background. Now the kids are walking through. There are things that distract you throughout the day that time period that you just worked for 6 hours, you didn't get as much shit done as you normally do.
Do you think that's any different than the office? I mean,
right? The office has
over the years,
distractions.
You have, the average person works maybe 4 to 6 hours in the office because they're bullshit and doing other shit too. Are they just able to be more efficient but still manage those distractions at times?
Yeah, and to JD's point, maybe they're staying at work longer. I know some of my friends, not in our line of work, but they are working longer hours now, and they're in their inbox at 9 o'clock at night, where they never were in the past, like we all have been our whole careers. So I definitely see that happening where people are in touch more. But specific to this topic, JD, I don't see anybody who's been working their ass off for a period of time have the patience or the comfort in saying, I'm going to slack off now. I don't see what you said. People who have been working overtime for so long are now pulling it back to even. I see this as the people who are just doing just enough in the past, doing even less because they can get away with it.
I won't and again, this wasn't really the definition of quiet quitters the way I read it, but I will tell you that I have a close relative who works for a fairly medium-sized large company. I think they've got like 1,500, 2,000 employees. And he has personally over a beer told me how fucking easy his life is since COVID, because he basically logs in 20 hours a week and gets paid the same that he always got paid. Because I think in our industry, a lot of things are more, the metrics are more easily monitored. If you start slacking, like if the three of you start slacking, it's going to become apparent really easily from sales. Well, the same's true in a TPA space, right? If you're snoozing at home and not doing the job, it's going to become apparent pretty quickly. All right, let's
Aaron
go to the next.
asked a question that's actually did it say in that article, is quiet quitting across generations or a specific generation?
Well, Generation
I would imagine specific
Generation Z claims to have created this, which again, that I'm not. These aren't my words. The video I watched, he's so good with his words, and he's like, it's nothing new. And by the way, thanks for pointing it out. You're ruining it for the rest of us. Like, yeah, you're always going to have people who are just phoning it in, right? You're just doing it. You're getting your check. Nothing changed, but you're not putting in any extra effort, work, care, whatever. And now you're out here saying we're doing this. So guess what? There's probably going to be more shit that comes, and more companies going to be like, well, now we need to have, well, again, I clocking out, that terminology existed for me for so long when I was in, high school working at a golf place or whatever. But now, I hear those words and I cringe and I sweat. I never want to do that again. So I'll do everything in my power to stay in a job like this where I don't have to monitor my hours, although I do work too much. So.
All right, pace yourself, because you're going to have to do this all day for very little money.
It's funny in our line of work too, where we're trying to find a way to reinvest in employees and get more out of our folks, and benefits and greater health insurance and a stronger 401k is going to make happier, more productive employees. And then you read something like this and you're like, well, shit. Are we trying so hard, but falling silent on a specific generation that doesn't give a shit anyways?
Wow, that got more depressing than I wanted it to get. I love this new world, and I do believe there's a lot of companies that are more effective than they ever were. And I think employees, to Mark's point, are happier to gain some of the balance that they can gain by working from home instead of going to the office. And whether that's a quick walk with your dog, while you have your lunch break or not, those are things you couldn't have done before. So anyways, I think there's so many.
And I've been having conversations with people who are having, like, in tech companies out here they're getting forced back in the office, and they are pissed.
They're pissed.
But it's funny because, and I'm not going to say who this person is, but he was like, dude, yesterday I had a pretty light day, but man, I got so much yard work done. It was so good.
I will go back to your point, Mark. Number one rule of Fight Club, right? Don't talk about it. They should have kept their mouth shut on TikTok. Go to the
my lawn looks great. So
let's go to the next headline. This is about our boy Schlichter, the 401k boogeyman. Pretty bold of John Sullivan here. Wasn't Schlichter on the cover of 401k Specialist at one point?
Yeah.
And now Sullivan's slapping him with the moniker Reckless before his name. Like, this is pretty gnarly stuff, but great for everyone to know if you haven't seen this. In one of Schlichter's cases against Empower, he has lost, and he has now been officially, we heard about this about a week and a half ago, I think, but now he officially has been slapped with a $1.5 million, I don't know what the proper term for it is, penalty or whatever. But what that means to us as an industry and to these litigators is you take on these cases, you put money into it, and you go after it to find someone guilty of something and win a case. If you don't have the right evidence, if you don't have a proper case, I forget the terminology they used here, but in this case, they thought that Schlichter's was definitely, actually, that's right. John didn't use reckless. See the quote? The judge called him reckless for the case that he brought. Sorry, John. I thought you were more baller than you were. Yeah, that came from the judge. So this is big news, right? what is $1.5 million to Jerry Schlichter? Robe Guy, do you have any idea? Does that mean anything? I don't know.
I don't think it's much of a hit for his.
No?
I'm not gonna say for him, but it's bad press. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I know all press is good press, but no, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It might be eye opening, but guess what? In baseball, you can bat 300 and be a fucking all-star. So what is he batting, like 995 now? So he's going to take a couple of hits. But take a look at what he's won versus this. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Lester, how much does your net worth have to be for 1.5 million to sting?
I think it's going to sting at any stage.
Right?
That amount of money.
It's something.
JD,
Yep.
Would it sting you?
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, that's
okay.
It'd sting me a bit.
Just making sure.
I'd have to take a Lambo or two back to this.
Get a return policy. Yeah.
Well, I think this is a big deal, and I know there's two sides of the coin here. The one side is these litigations kind of evolve our industry and make us more transparent and make us focus on fees and kind of change the whole ethos of what we do. But on the flip side, I don't like the finger pointing of the Schlichters and going after companies that I think are doing a great job. I definitely don't like the new target date fund lawsuits that are going after performance. And so I can't lie to everyone and say I don't get a little giddy inside when I see that there's some penalties for this type of behavior. So we'll see where it takes us.
I'm not even pumped about the penalty as much as I am that there are some oversight happening. There's some there's some eyeballs on it. I think that's most important. Hopefully they'll button up the vest a little bit and be more diligent.
Well, Mark talks about at bats, and Schlichter's one of the more ingrained attorneys in this, right? He's done a lot more of this stuff, but there's a lot of smaller companies that look to him and go, oh, I should jump into this action too. And now that they see something like this happen, they might be a little more hesitant to follow suit. That's a pun.
Pun intended.
Yeah, look at you. Hey, remember the other litigator we had on that made us all feel kind of gross and slimy? If he is taking at bats, he's a professional ball player taking at bats against my 7-year-old throwing pitches, because all the hard pitches they're leaving to the side. Remember, he said, I'm not taking anything I don't think I can win within a week.
That's a good point. So he stepped in on underhand balls and struck out, Mark, because he could choose the pitcher to him. Let's move on to bigger news. Biden cancels $10,000 in student debt, extends the repayment pause. You might say to yourself, JD, what does this have to do with 401k?
Hey, JD, what does this have to do with 401k?
Well, I saw a friend of the show, Bryant Brashaw. His last name. I want to say.
You should really know how to say the guest's name.
It's Brashaw. Post about this, and he said, "Hey, this is really cool. If people can get this debt lowered, 10,000, 20,000. I think if you're a family under 250 or whatever, that might put them quicker on the life cycle of getting to saving. Like if they had so much debt they couldn't save in their 401k plan." Now they can get rid of some of that debt and they can start saving more, or however you want to look at it. You give some people some free money. It's going to free them up to put more into their savings in their 401k. And a little debate started, a friendly debate, mind you, but Nevin Adams was trolling around that LinkedIn like he does. And he said, no, I'm not a fan of this for a variety of reasons. And they got in that classic debate. Sorry, Bryant, I'm going to put you on the spot. Chucking out 10 grand of wiped student debt, potentially 20 grand of wiped student debt. When you see this come out, does this fill you with warm fuzzies, or are you kind of thinking, what is going on here?
I definitely had mixed feelings on this one. My wife graduated recently and had some student loans, and I went ahead.
You're cashing in.
No, I paid them off.
Oh.
I think it actually happened. So here I am sitting here like kicking myself, like I could have delayed the payments, had 0% federal loan,
right? And
instead I paid them off. So I don't know. At the flip side of that, I think
Brandon, your mic.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Brian. That's like a first.
So part of me is kicking myself, but then the other half is saying, there's a positive negative on both. And I'm stuck on the negative because of my personal situation. But from a positive situation, I think it's good to help people that need it. I think the income level, granted, I'm in a smaller city, so I think the 250 cap is a little high. I think it should be designed for, I think the Pell Grant, I think that's a good idea, 20 grand for people that are lower income. I'm all for that. I'm kind of in between. So
yeah, when I was a kind of negative person when I saw it, I kind of stand on that side of like, look, you took a loan, you knew what you were taking a loan for, like be an adult and pay off your loan. I'm also not an economist, but I worry that we just went through all these like higher unemployment checks that were hitting everyone, all this funding that was going out, stimulus checks that were going out to everyone. And then we end up with these high gas prices and inflation and all this stuff. And everyone's complaining, where I think classic economists are saying, well, inevitably that's what is going to happen, is inflation's going to go up and we're going to have to tweak up interest rates and whatnot. So I kind of feel like, didn't we literally just go through this this summer? And now the idea is to pump some more money out. And then I get conspiracy theorists and wonder if it's because it's before the, midterm elections, November elections and stuff. Chad, you had some thoughts.
Let's not.
Yeah, I actually, when Bryant said 250, I was curious because I didn't know it was 250. What I had heard was 125, but I guess it's 250
Single.
household, 125
Yeah.
single. At what point, and do we not do these things because it's too complicated, but at what point do we say that the debt to your household income based upon where you live, that ratio plays into whether or not things like this are forgiven, or the child care credit, or all these other things? Because to Bryant's point, someone living in, Northern California in the Bay Area making 125,000 is doing all right, but that's not an easy life living up there. Making 125 living in the Midwest, a big difference.
You're a different person for sure.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. I had the exact conversation about someone living in New York, right? 250 in New York is a lot different than 250 in Wilmington, North Carolina, beach town here. 50 in Wilmington is good money, and the rent is not anywhere near what New York prices are. So taxes and everything else. So
could you imagine if we implemented that across many walks of life of the government? Imagine 401k deferrals were dependent upon where you lived. You could defer more if you lived in Northern California. By the way, a higher replacement ratio to live there.
Those are both very logical scenarios, but unfortunately, then the message out to the public becomes so confusing that
that's what I meant. It's just too hard.
No one knows how to interpret it. At least this way they're like, I know I can get $10,000. Okay, I can get 20,000. Yeah, Mark.
I was going to say there's always been ways for things to be forgiven. I mean, Bryant used a personal experience. I'll use a personal experience, right? My wife has worked for not-for-profit agencies or within a school system where, it's a kind of the type of job where they say, if you spend X amount of years doing this, you can actually qualify for this specific kind of forgiveness because of the type of job that you have, knowing that they're lower paid, you're a public servant, all that kind of stuff. And so, people, like you're saying, JD, I'm on the side of the fence of just going in every walk of life and everything that I do, that like you reap what you sow. Honestly, if you went out and got a law degree and you spent 150 grand to do it, like you knew that going into it, also knew that you would have a higher level of income. But
no, you're right.
And I think if people spent more time researching ways to make up for it, if there's ways for lower income, for programs to already exist, then you got to put the time in to figure it out, see if you qualify.
What are the chances we actually think people are going to take this? Go ahead, Brent.
Well, I was thinking, so if you didn't do it regionally, you could also do it like a percentage basis. Whereas if you made 100 grand,
simple,
120 grand, I mean, that's a big debt that you're going to have to somehow figure out how to pay, and they need help. I know a higher pay would equal, obviously, the ability to pay off debt. But if you make 60 grand and know a larger amount, then I think it should be a ratio somehow.
That's
calculated.
interesting. Justin?
I was just wondering, with where savings is at nationally anyways, are people going to actually take this 10 grand that they get and do the smart thing and actually save? Or are they just going to be like,
buy
I got 10 grand?
They're going to buy a new flat screen TV and some weed is what they're going to buy. No, I don't know. But I do want to close this with this. Daniela made some comments in the chat bar that are super accurate. And there's a lot of people that are pro this 10K, 20K, but are also understand like that this is just a Band-Aid, right? Like what needs to change.
Going to be back in 5 years.
Well, what I'm backing on Daniela is
Yeah.
college is too fucking expensive. Right. We shouldn't be having these loans with these interest rates that keep people in the hole and keep them down for, 20 years, 30 years of their life. And it's not great for the poverty-stricken areas of our country. They can't afford to get in any college. So we don't have this needed diversity and access to higher learning that we need to have. And I don't think anyone can really argue that, and that college has gotten out of whack. So I totally agree with all that. And I think that's the anti this legislation. People are like, come on, do something real that will actually make a difference to this whole college problem that we have. Throwing 10K at it is not going to solve it.
We created a Band-Aid.
Do you want to know what a crazy stat I read yesterday? I think it was the 300 billion that this is costing. Billion, right? Yeah. Is like 15% of the overall college debt.
I say you just wipe it all out. All right, let's just start fresh, man. Come on. If you're gonna throw out money, just make it rain.
Hey, Mark,
yeah.
Before let's not get into that mode too soon of recklessness. Let's wait for drunk stock tips, which we're gonna do later tonight.
Don't forget, I have to bounce right at 5:30.
Oh, that's fine. We'll get in there. But for now,
this episode is brought to you by
the Wheel of Ice. Listen.
The wheel of ice.
No, Bryant. Pick up. Retire.
Hurry, name one. Hurry up.
Me, everyone.
Wheel of integrity.
Actually, I'm a Retireholics opener.
I thought we gave up on this.
No.
Mark, go coach your soccer team.
All right, chat bar, you're going to need to entertain yourselves for the next however long.
Get a glass.
Do we?
I don't have a glass,
only
so I'm
have
throwing it in my mouth and then chugging it.
one
I'm
half or
going
success?
the whole thing this time.
I properly always prepare with a pint glass and a shot glass.
Yeah. We all
I usually do too.
That's the
Didn't
guy
tonight.
who 2 weeks ago the wheel landed on me. I didn't have a Smirnoff and you let me slide.
Yeah, by the way, I think I've done it twice for
Oh, yeah,
you
don't
now.
you owe extra one, don't you now?
No.
What was the rules behind that?
Bro, this is going to take me till the end of the show.
Damn, Brandon. What do you got there? Bullet? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Bullet.
That'll make your eyes water.
All right.
I get to ice my entire office tomorrow.
Nice. I like that.
Oh, nice.
Except for Ross, he's not doing that.
That's for Lisa Allen. I know.
I love it. Icer. Chad, I'm gonna let you kick this one off while I work on this here.
You gonna give me a topic?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of emails. I don't know if it's the tremendous growth that you all have had as a stellar sales team, and people think we're getting to some size that this is necessary, but I seem to be getting bombarded with outsourcing emails. Hey, you're a TPA. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you said it.
Yeah.
That was a full.
And wouldn't you must struggle with staffing and hiring people? And what if we told you that we can do your compliance work and we can do your 5,500 prep? And a lot of these companies, by the way, are not like they were 10, 12 years ago, where they're in India or whether that's positive or negative, I don't know, but they're here in the States. And they keep hounding me. Like I don't respond, but I keep getting hit with it. I'd like to start a conversation on outsourcing. It can start with third-party administrator. It doesn't have to stay there. because advisors outsource like 338 solutions, we currently outsource our actuary solution. So anyways, outsourcing, good or bad, Chad, set the stage.
Yeah, so let's talk about it specifically for the compliance community, the third-party administrator community. I don't have any issue with it. What I do have an issue with is if the people who are doing the work don't know what they're doing. If we become data robots like some of the bundled providers, then I have an issue. You need a human brain to understand the client and understand what their objectives are and what the document shows they're trying to accomplish. So I think there are facets, just like an advisor never outsources everything. There are facets of the compliance process that can and in all likelihood should be outsourced. Some of the data collection, payroll integration, that process, I think absolutely our community can outsource that. Now let me flip it and kind of ask the guys. Well, I'll start with Bryant because you're so connected to the advisor community. I see advisors using outsourced resources that are provided through the record keeping community, but very few are using individual independent groups. Are you seeing that change? Are you seeing more advisors use independent outsourcing for a specific service?
Well, so we are an RIA here. I'm actually on that side now, so I've kind of gotten to learn how the operations and the tech works. And from our, I don't even know what I said, but
Registered investment advisor.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, we're a registered investment advisory firm, and we do outsource to a service that handles some of our like database input forms, and so from that standpoint, it's very helpful for us to do that. But
do you televise that? Will you talk to clients about the fact that you've leveraged those services? Okay, see, I think that means you're hiding behind it then. And I feel like we're still at a space where we hide behind the fact that we're not doing everything.
I take that back. No, she's actually on our website. I mean, we're getting to the point where we're leaving the individual, like Ross Marino, the advisor, and he is actually trying to create the team atmosphere. Because Ross has been doing this for 30 plus years. He's actually, I'm becoming a CFP. I'll be working with some of his clients. And so
ring them up.
Yeah, ring them up. But Brian, is the team atmosphere employees of the same team or outsourcing? Truly saying that we believe we've leveraged a good partner. I'll give you the example. JD mentioned it. We have an actuary on retainer. And I tell every client this. It's like, look, there's a reason why we do this. We can get the best of the best at an appropriate cost, which allows us to be priced where we need to be. And the business has changed. We don't need an in-house actuary anymore. Although that's a great example. But I use it to my advantage.
Yeah. I've had some advisors say, oh my God, I'm so shocked that you guys don't do these cash balance plans in-house. And I'm like, well, no, we've been working with this guy for 15 years. He does them. We love the relationship. He does the calcs for the sales team. Our team still interacts with the clients, explains what's happening, gives them the results of everything. We happen to outsource this one area. I think to Brian's point, I think if you look at most businesses, they outsource all kinds of stuff. There's little things that people outsource, but I think today's conversation is more about the bigger ones. If you watch that chat bar, there's some very in the know people that were making statements that there's a lot of mid-sized, large TPAs and record keepers. Fuck. That I owe to, I think, that outsource this stuff right now. And I've been blind to it for a long time, but it's very, very true. So it's happening a lot. I will tell you this, me personally right now, I'm not a fan of the concept because I want to know who my team is. Like when Chad, when you go out there, when Justin goes out there and Mark goes out there, I want you to be representing like our firm. And I want you to represent all the people that work on these plans and do the testing and do the 5,500. And if it was going out to, someone said Chennai, which is a place in India, right? Something feels weird about it.
Agreed.
And I also, as an entrepreneur, I want to grow my team. I want to hire more people. I want to go from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 employees, and I can't do that if I outsource.
I see outsourcing not about getting rid of your core competencies, which is what you just described would be getting rid of the core competencies of what we do. But if you were to get rid of the tech side of it and say, hey, we're gonna have we do it with payroll providers and creating integration, right? We pull census from some of these intermediaries that snap onto the payroll and the record keeper. And so that in some ways is outsourcing our process of how we data collect. And I think that is okay. If you outsource procedures and not your core competencies, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Now, if you're just a shell, if you're outsourcing your compliance services as a compliance admin, if you're outsourcing the work, then you're not doing shit. You're a shell.
Well,
you're just a sales team.
I want to ask Brian about like a financial advisor perspective, but you know how they pitch it to me? They go, no, Chad, JD, you're not a shell. Cause that's what I say to them. They go, look, you can focus on service, JD. Like you can hire more people, get better service people, focus on service, focus on sales, make a great company, and then let us do all the crappy behind the scenes work. And so they're very slick, and and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. So Chad Nuggets moment, why are we talking about this? You need to be aware of this. If you're an advisor out there, you need to be aware of this if you're in the business, because it's relevant. It's relevant. Bryant, you're working on your certified financial planner dealio. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when a financial advisor was hired by a client to manage their money, I feel like it was expected that that person was going to make those decisions, or their firm was. In today's day and age, I think a lot of that is outsourced. And do you think clients care that if you come to them as an advisor, as a certified financial planner, helping them with the bigger picture, that you might actually outsource the actual investment choices to a bigger, more specialized firm? Or would you, I don't even know how you guys work at your shop. I mean, you don't have to share, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think it happens already. I mean, there's definitely outsource that. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what does the client want? The client wants the best outcome. And if they trust you, they don't really care about anything else other than they trust you as the advisor to help them reach their goals or walk them through making the decisions. And so, I mean, you could look at technology the same way as outsourcing a person, right? So if back in the day I had to go through the broker dealer to make trades, and now I can do it in Orion and do it in a less time, technically I'm outsourcing that part of, I mean, it's the same concept to me. It's being more efficient with your time in an area in which it's not the highest and best use of your individual time as the advisor. So,
you know what I think, Brian? I think it's funny the old way, and the new way makes more sense. So here, let's go back to the old way. You sell me as Joe or Mary Smith financial advisor, and you're going to manage my $5 million. That's who I want picking my investments, is someone from my own zip code who lives down the street. Like, why wouldn't I feel more comfortable if you came to me and said, no, we're going to go to the big shots on Wall Street that have been doing this for decades, and they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on their technology. That's where I want you to take it to. So if you're my intermediary that's going to then use that platform, I feel like that's a lot smarter.
I'm not going to say it's not smarter, but I'll fight you a little bit on that, JD. You said in a conference years ago that the financial services space is seen on a lower trustworthy category than a used car salesman, and that this was a study that had been done. We're in this space. We know we can trust these people, but I think to the average person who lives 5 doors down, they don't know that. They think I need to work with someone who goes to the same church as me or has kids in the same school as I do, because then I can trust them.
I want that to happen.
I don't think that's changed yet.
No, I want that to happen, but that person that goes to church with you shouldn't be making the decision on whether or not to buy or sell Apple within the thing. They should be using some, like most broker dealers do. They have relationships, like most advisors do. They find the ones that they vetted out that work well. I think the proper like a 338, type of investment manager. Anyways, Tony in the chat bar said, JD, doesn't your firm outsource compliance testing to actuarial
Check swing?
Services Corporation, or I think that's the name of them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I know Tony knows what he's talking about. That's interesting. Obviously,
No, we don't outsource
Yeah,
it. We leverage the technology,
yeah,
but we're
we
the
do.
one pulling
He
the
knows that.
levers.
He knows that. That's just software. I wouldn't consider software outsourcing. You can't build everything. Anyways, yeah. Brian says, oh, I don't know. It's right. It's kind of fluid, isn't it? Like, well, why
That's
wouldn't you?
kind of the point I made earlier. I was kind of insinuating that, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought too much into it. I also don't drink very much, and you guys have gotten me on my second beer.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Aaron,
Just wait for Vegas, buddy.
Aaron Hall's trying to poke the bear,
Mhm.
We don't want to get involved in those pooled employer plans right now. 338. Yeah, that came around with pooled employer plans, right, Aaron? That never existed before that. Go Buffalo Bills. Let's play Nope or Dope.
Couldn't read the rest of the chat bar.
Daniela wins. It's done.
Which Danielle is tough to beat. I told you, it's like a great white shark, a
In
megalodon
chummed waters.
in chummed waters searching
Since I
around.
can't read what she said, can you? I saw in
Yeah. Hey,
quotes.
she said, go ahead, Justin.
Says, I don't drink very much. The sorority girls mating call.
Okay. Hey, she's going to be at Wealth of Work in Vegas too, so we'll catch up there.
Oh, she's a stud. She's a stud. Moisef is the bomb. Is the bomb. All right, Nope or Dope. Bryant, this is a game, the totally original and never copied someone else's game, where I'm going to ask you a question about something in the world, and you're going to tell me if it's dope, like thumbs up, or nope, if you're not into it.
I really hope pickleball is one of them. I mean, it's got to.
I don't think we want to waste a lot of time on that today. So let's just go to pickleball, shall we? Let's go to pickleball. I'm at my country club. The pickleball courts are right behind the driving range, and I like to go to the driving range and work on my craft, and I like, what I like about the driving range? The people alongside me are very serious. We don't talk much to each other. You hear a lot of fucks and shits and like, God damn it, like
Whack fuck.
yeah. Ah, God damn it. And then right behind us, as we're so seriously focused, there's this crazy sound of plastic on wood or whatever it is. And then everyone's like, Tommy, great shot. Julie, we're having so much fun playing pickleball. So to you, Bryant, this sport that is not really a sport, are you Nope or Dope on it?
I am all for it. I play anytime I get a chance. I be playing.
Why?
Are there pickup games? Like you go down to the courts and like, hey, people, I'm here to kick some ass.
My partner for this tournament on Saturday at 4. It's a money
Gosh.
I could actually win money playing a sport, which is first time ever in my life. But the
That makes you professional, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a small town, but and it hasn't gotten to the point where real athletes that are really talented have gotten really serious about it. So I still stand a chance. So it's really cool from that standpoint. But yeah,
that's
so my
why
partner,
you like it. You just said that what your reasons for pickleball is that people suck at it.
And he doesn't.
Is the reason why pickleball was created was someone one day was like, man, I suck at tennis and I suck at ping pong. There's got to be something in the middle somewhere. Is that how it got made?
I have no idea. I know the story of it, but from a standpoint of why I like it, it's a quick, easier sport than tennis on your body. You don't have to run as much. I played soccer last night, so comparison, I actually get more exercise from pickleball because it's a longer activity, right? So my soccer games are shorter than pickleball, and it's more social for me. So I like it from a standpoint. I've never really gotten to know anybody that I played soccer against, but everyone that I play pickleball with, it's a variety of age groups. So I can start with a 16-year-old or an a 85-year-old, and I can get to know them, socialize.
Although let's be honest,
in.
it skews
playing.
85, right? I mean, it skews 85.
No,
Brian, let me ask you one
Everyone in my
question.
office makes fun of me, and so I took a picture of an 85-year-old playing at the indoor facility I was at, and I said, "Look, I whooped up on her last night." And there,
Let me ask you a question, Brian, in regards to pickleball. Like, do your local high school, they have a team, right? Oh no, they don't, because it's not really a sport. Okay, let's move on. I jumped on Faith Teope.
I have no idea how to say her
I
last
jumped
name.
on
Give
her
us a guess, guys. Come on.
poll to
last name.
refresh on a
Her
Monday
podcast is good.
at 7 a.m., which is getting up early for me. And she was talking about some cool things. But my question for you, Brian, is Nope or Dope on Clubhouse, which is the social media that she uses to distribute her show. And the concept of Clubhouse is
It's her and Jake, right? Like, give him some credit
Jake Lenny. Sorry, Jake. It's audio only. You kind of just chime in and people can hear you. They can't see you, type of thing. So Clubhouse. Sounds like you've never even heard of it before. Nope or Dope. You got to give me a vote.
I think he actually thought you were talking about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for a second there.
I'm going to defer my vote to Justin
MICKEY.
and Mark. So
Fair enough.
Connor,
Fair
yeah.
enough. You're uneducated. Clubhouse. You're down.
Wait, what'd
Justin?
you call it?
What'd you say?
What'd you
Clubhouse.
say?
Voter.
Not you.
Voter.
Oh, that's
Okay, so-
three. That's
That's
three.
three.
That's three.
Oh, Lester's getting hammered tonight.
I'm literally-
He's drinking out of his beer, man.
beer is like
Justin.
not to the average person.
JD,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm nope on Clubhouse. It's like they're trying to make it, I mean, it is invite only, but they're trying to make it feel like you're special because you get to join the Clubhouse when you get into these different chats or these different casts. I don't see a need for that. I don't know what the positive is to it. And so I guess that would be my nope claim, is I don't see any positive to it.
I feel like I'm out of the loop on
Do-
Danielle's joke, but go ahead, Mark.
I just like, you know how like when Zoom got all big and people started like jumping into meetings they weren't invited to and just doing dumb things. I just really enjoyed the videos of people jumping on Clubhouse and they let them talk and they're like, fuck you. And then
They
they
do
just
that?
leave. Yeah. I'm like, I'm down for that.
You could totally do that. You could totally do
Yeah.
that. Well, I'm going to counter it.
You old people.
Exactly.
She was talking about pickleball, but on Club, I was kind of felt the same way. Like, what? We're just getting on here and I'm putting on my headphones and you're just gonna like let me talk when I want to talk and someone's in control. But to be honest with you, when you strip away the video and you strip away the kind of Instagram, Facebook feed, and it's just people talking, there's
Like a
something
conference call.
there's something kind of exciting to me about it, like where people are getting deeper about things. I don't know what that is. I love podcasts. I love the sound of people's voice. Maybe it's because I'm on video every week. So there's something kind of freeing about like not having to be on video and just talk.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think there's something there, but I would totally understand why people are against it.
I
Brock,
haven't used it. So I literally have no
Neither have I.
context for a I don't have
Could-
no answer there. I don't know.
Could an advisor use it for like a Q&A, JD?
100%.
Could they advise? Could they do like an employee education where they're saying, regardless of what plan you belong to, come into this
Totally.
Clubhouse session?
The only problem
That'd be
with-
cool.
The only problem with Clubhouse though is like you have to elevate people to speak. Like not everyone's allowed to. So I don't know how you'd manage that as an advisor, but yeah, you could use it that way.
I hadn't thought of that.
Bryant, something you know a little more about. Nope or Dope. Nope or Dope. I mean, this doesn't seem very responsible to me. Naming your child after a beer company.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I didn't really have my, but yeah, Miller was what my wife wanted to name him, and I'm all for having two last names, right? So Bryant is a last name, Miller's a last name, so it's cool. Definitely
Miller-
dope.
Yeah.
Let's not go to Chad. He's too conservative. Justin, would you name your kid after beer?
I can't wait to have good old PBR resting in my arms.
Oh, look at that.
Great.
Any
Pass fluid in,
acrosins?
Justin.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice. Mark, I
God
like
damn
that.
it.
Mark, you have your third child and you must name it after a beer. What is that? What are you going to name him? Or her?
Well, could I I don't know. At this point, I would want to name it Malort, but that's not a big
That would be
Jeez.
horrible.
Yeah.
Ultra. I like that,
Um,
Greg.
Yeah. Again, I think the name's cool. I think it's awesome. I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
is a cool name.
different. And I'm not responsible when it comes to that shit. I just always think like down the line, you have a
Just
Miller in your family, and they're gonna have some fun with that name. And when they get to college, it's over.
He'll probably
Well,
be in jail. He'll probably be in
not
jail.
only does
He'll be the
it
champ.
sound good,
you
but
talking about?
imagine someone announcing this child
Yeah.
walking into the pickleball court, getting ready to play on the southeast corner is Miller Bryant. Like it fits.
People are going to
Sounds
go
good.
crazy over that, dude.
I just can't imagine pickleball being at that level. That would be hilarious. Okay.
Dude, what about that
JD,
that guy's name who's the coldest? That's the coolest name ever.
Do you remember when our grandma, she owned a bar and she would like people would order JD and then she'd like bring you over?
No, I don't.
And you're the
Daniels,
older
too.
one.
Oh shit, I just did. I'll get
There
myself.
you go.
Great. Grandma had dad jokes. You can say my name. My name is free. You can say that.
Yeah, but he wasn't using it as your name,
Oh, fair enough.
Jack Daniels.
Okay. I have a few more, but we'll leave them for next time. We got to cover some shit here. Bryant was nice enough to be here. So let's give him some time to talk about what he actually does beyond getting his certified financial planner and all that kind of jazz. Wealth at Work in Las Vegas.
Wealth at Work is good.
It's in October. What is it? Like the 16th through the fucking something? Right?
I just booked my flights today.
Bryant, the dates?
Yeah, so October 16th to the 18th, we'll be at Paris, Las Vegas. We have 50 different sessions. One of the unique things that we're doing, Lisa Allen's on this.
The Hive.
Yeah, the Hive. It's really neat.
The Hive.
The fact that instead of 2 hours of additional sessions from 3 to 5, we're actually adding in musicians, people that are going to teach you how to play blackjack, craps. We'll have an area for dogs, puppies. So we're going to have
out in our area, guys, out in that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have puppies.
Puppies?
So
But adoptable.
Brian, you talked about the Hive and you talked about all these cool things, singing, puppies, stuff, but you didn't talk about the 4 drunk guys in the back corner.
Yeah.
you're actually in the front corner this year.
Front
so
corner.
not the back. We got made the front. You and John Sullivan are the only two.
Jeez.
Oh, fuck.
That's like putting a cat and a dog in the same kennel right there. Like,
Hey, did we send you a rider yet?
no, we
No,
haven't.
I've been begging for a rider.
I've been
Oh,
busy.
Come on,
I've
JD.
been
JD, don't you dare do it without our
No, no.
authority, our approval.
Yep.
The Hive also, I mean, does the Hive also, here's what I liked what I heard from Lisa. I sit through a speaker. I'm like, damn, this person's got some great things to say. I'm really interested in it. I'm writing down notes and stuff. Chad's doing the same thing. I don't have the time or the energy to walk up to the stage after they're done and talk to them about what they've discussed. And I might be bothering them. They don't know me, but it looks to me like you guys are trying to add this where you're going to make it easier for me to go up and ask that presenter some questions.
Right. I mean, the entire objective of what we do is to help advisors learn and scale their business, right? So if an advisor was just speaking or a sponsor was just speaking, we want to make it as natural as possible for them to continue and to build their relationship with those speakers. So the Hive is designed to bring everybody back in the exhibit hall and everyone can loosen up a little bit and learn a little bit. So yeah, if they have additional questions, they can ask all those questions directly to the speakers. And so it's going to be one of the first years we've ever done it. So we're taking 2 extra hours. It's not going to take away from our parties from 5 to 7, which we've always done big. So we'll be at the Chateau from 5 to 7 on Monday night. We'll be at the Beer Garden the first night on Sunday. And then the Hex, this is right underneath the Beer Garden. So open shelf, top shelf liquor, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and then you go out and do your Vegas from 7 till whatever. That's the whole idea behind it.
Well done. I'm glad we had you here to explain it instead of Ross Marino, because last time we asked him, he gave us the old, I don't know anything about what anyone's doing. Mark, give people a taste if they've never been to Wealth at Work, formerly known as the, what? 401k Advisors
Excel?
Conference? Excel. 401k Advisors Conference.
Recon or
Recon
something like
Excel.
that. Yeah.
Right,
I
oh,
don't
something
Yeah,
like
know.
Brian, how many names have you guys had?
Just
Mark and I
two.
were talking about that this week.
I think this is name number 43. Ross is kind of
Not
80.
true.
And so
Not
he,
true. Not true.
he finds a name, he decides to change it, and then he builds a new company. And
Mark-
so
Yeah.
I've been with him since the very start of this. It used to be called, if you can remember, 401k Recon.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
Recon
Yep.
Intelligence was the parent name of all of our thousands of regional events. And then we launched Excel 401k as the national conference when CFDD went down. And then that morphed into what we call Wealth at Work. So
I was gonna say, doesn't
Um,
recon stand for something too?
reconnaissance.
No,
Well,
I
I
don't
thought
know.
it actually was an
Okay,
abbreviation.
I got two things I need to cram in here, but we don't have to finish at.
No, but let me make
5:30.
one point, because I made
Okay.
the post on LinkedIn, JD, like, and I felt guilty making it because we go to so many different conferences, but honestly, the sessions I go to at Wealth at Work are the best. Like, they're
That's
put on
good,
by
Chad.
the people you want to learn from. They're put on by the advisors, not necessarily the people paid to be there. The content is good. The insight is solid. I'm learning every time I step in.
I was gonna ask Mark that very question, but
I can
that's
still
good.
give you my
I'm
answer
gonna
if
give
you'd
you,
like.
set you up here. Chad, Justin, Mark, you guys travel the country because of this show, and you go to many conferences doing your show on stage. So you get a feel for all of them. Chad just has some really great things to say about Wealth at Work, and I'd back those up. But let's go to the wine connoisseur. I mean, if anyone soaks in conferences, it's going to be Robe Guy.
Oh yeah.
So Robe Guy, give us your review of Wealth at Work at Vegas and how it stacks up against.
Well, the first thing I'll say, oh God, the first thing I'll say, I thought that was going to be me. The first thing I say is this: and we'll never forget it, is obviously Bryant and the team there. They gave us our first opportunity to be a part of a conference. We didn't know
True.
what we were doing. They treated us so well. They had us do all the fun stuff. So from the get-go, without even realizing, again, at that point in time, there's kind of like glossing over so much going on and trying to be a part of a conference where they were just like, please come shake things up a little bit. You could tell it was different, right? The feeling was different. The people were more engaged. There was a lot more like collaboration going on versus just people sitting down and banging away on their laptops. People were really focused and having a good time, not only in session, but then in my mind, Wealth at Work does the after parties, and that is just like full bore. There's nothing's held back. You're gonna have a good time.
You don't get two drink ticket coupons. to go up to the
No,
bar.
they're like they're basically challenging you. Like,
This year, you only get one, guys.
try to make it to the morning session. We dare you. And
That's as good as money, sir.
I'll raise my hand. I've never made it to a morning session. Just gonna be honest. But no, a question for you, Bryant, because again, the review could be glowing no matter where we go. But I'm curious about this because it's something I think we think about for a lot of different conferences. Is what is the dress code going to be like this year? Because
Great question, Mark. Last year, you guys had the old wear a t-shirt.
Right.
That kind of failed miserably. But
not because of that. Again, the conference is pushing.
The people failed.
Yeah. You should have said, if you wear a suit, we're gonna cut your tie off, and we threaten to do silly string and stuff. But anyways, Brian, go for it.
Yeah, so that actually got led by Brad Aarons last year. He was the head of our agenda committee, asked us to do it, and JD, as you can imagine, Ross Marino was like, no. And then we had to convince him to say, look, here's what the advisors want. Lisa Allen worked with this entire agenda committee. They said, this is what we want, and we did it. So the idea was to we're in Nashville, wear your favorite rock band shirt. This year, it's not going to be t-shirt, but it is going to be casual. We've always been casual. It's whatever the advisors want. We want to provide that.
So you said it's not going to be t-shirt, but you can wear, because Jake Rushton's not going to wear. He's wearing a V-neck. Let's be honest. Like that's all he's going to wear.
Jake Rushton on our agenda committee.
Yeah. Year. Why isn't he pushing for this, man?
Yeah.
V-necks only. V-necks only.
Hey,
He's here. He's here right now. Jake, speak up, man.
Mark. At least Jake's gonna have a shirt on. Have you seen a
No,
lot of his
Jake,
social
take
posts?
it off, buddy. Take it off.
At least he's gonna have a shirt on. Tank tops. He's in. He's got some new K tank tops. Okay, so Mark, sounds like this is what's gonna happen in Vegas.
Yeah.
Many people will be in suits without their tie because they're so, forward thinking. Several others will be wearing that classic country club golf attire with khakis and whatever.
Yep.
And you and I are going to be hungover in t-shirts. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but JD,
sure.
your T-shirt will be like
Fantastic.
off the line in New York, and will be 10 times more than what Mark's wearing.
This is a
I don't care what we wear as long as Chad busts out the cowboy boots again.
I am not lying to
525
you.
is what
This
you
is
said?
a $125 t-shirt because you can't drive a Lambo if you're not wearing a nice t-shirt. Yes, Bryant. What?
I was going to say, I actually have the John Sullivan t-shirt, and I went to my house searching for the black shirt with John Sullivan's face on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't
find it. You definitely have more Retireholics merch collectibles than anyone else in the history of the world. The fact that you have the little whiskey bottle is insane.
I
friggin' love you. Okay, fuck. I'm breaking all rules. Mark, shit, when do you have to leave?
He's got to leave.
I gotta roll too.
Okay, sorry everybody. I failed. Next week.
Chat bar, let's go.
Okay.
Chat bar champion vote. This is totally just kissing up because I love the conference and you guys are amazing. And Danielle is going to win, but I'm going Lisa Allen. Goodbye.
Lisa Allen. Bye. See you, Mark. I'm going to take everyone's vote and say, you can have your own, but I'm pretty sure I'm going Daniela.
Yeah, it should have been a clean sweep.
Daniela.
Mark's just a kiss ass.
Moises is my vote for chat bar champion. Do you agree, Justin? You got another one you want to throw in there?
I concur.
You
I got one.
Chad?
I'm going Aaron Hall.
Good. That's
Aaron
solid.
was super active.
That's
and it was good stuff, Aaron. But Daniela's early lead was she was like starting off 10 strokes ahead in the FedEx Cup Championship, is what.
And then she hit the sorority girls comment, and
it was gone. It was done.
I'm gonna drink for this, but GG is a good guy too. He's got some witty stuff going, but Daniela is like that. She's just got that X factor, bro.
All of them every night, every Thursday, they're all solid. Daniela put on the big gloves tonight.
Well, too bad she's slinging those peps. Otherwise, she'd be a top notcher for me.
If Mark was here, you'd be drinking, JD.
Yep.
I just drank.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I did it on purpose. Okay, let's see. The votes are coming in, people. The votes are coming in.
Hey, didn't your Buffalo Bills get in a knockdown drag out tonight?
Let's not go sports yet. The winner is Daniela. Daniela, you're the winner. Unless you've moved, you need to let me know, or you need to private message me where you will be next Thursday night. And we'll send something special to your house. Yeah, you message me.
What's in the box?
We'll send you
Who do we have next Thursday, JD?
Severed head. Hey, it's been a while, Chad. Next Thursday is the No Guest show, which is my favorite.
Shit.
Yeah.
I thought you were getting Michael.
DeCenso is
other Michael Vignal.
No, I haven't connected
Bitcoin.
with him yet. I can't get through the dark.
You
I can't get through the dark web
to get in the web.
Wait, you lost my train of thought here. Sorry. Last week's winner. I don't know if they're here. I don't pay attention to this stuff, but thanks everyone for posting a post on social media of you watching an old Retireholics show last week because we were off. I was flying on a plane back from Miami, I think. Yeah, thanks to all of you. I think there was fucking.
Excuse me, are y'all with the cult?
We're not a cult. We're an organization that promotes love.
Yeah, this is it.
Thanks to all of you that went out there and shared the love for Retireholics that you have. All like fucking 7 of you. Jesus Christ, people. Come on. You're part of this show. We asked you to go out and post on social, and barely any of you did it. Barely any of you did it. But Katie Boyer did. And she put up a phenomenal little scene of socks. Bryant did. There was a handful of you that went out there and did it. Sherry Fitz did it. Holly Knight did it. Then the names go on and on. But come on. I need to see 80 posts or something. The winner. Justin, who do you want to vote for? I don't care. Chad, I don't care. I'm picking Katie Boyer. She had perfectly set it up.
It was
all
good
her
for
little
Katie Boyer.
swag. So Katie Boyer is the winner.
He deserves the W.
Chat bar champion. We are 6 minutes past the end of what we don't really have an end of the show because we don't do that. We just end when we want to end. And I'm fucking drunk again. Every Thursday night this happens.
My kids are staying at the in-laws house tonight because my house is currently 87 degrees. So I'm flying solo, JD. I'll stay here with you.
Sweat stains right here, buddy.
Nice. Well, Bryant, I gotta let you know. Thank you so much for spending time with us here on the show, sharing a little bit about Wealth at Work. We're also all just as eager to know more about you, the financial advisor, and Ross Shop. So maybe we'll talk a bit about that in the after show. Did I just blend Ross Shop together in one word? I think I did. And to you all out there, you people, I'm not going to rip on you for wasting your Thursday night on a silly Zoominar because you're fucking awesome. You are truly committed 401k pros. You go back and forth on that fucking chat bar, talking to each other, sharing your feelings, expressing things, giving points, bringing value to everyone. You are our community. And for you to show up here on Thursday night and do it with us means the world to me. So as most drunk guys would say, and whether you're man or woman, I love you, man. I love you, man. Let's play some music, Brandon. I'm going to